The reason the channel is named Backyard Berry is because I live in a subdivision here with my parents, in a quarter-acre plot backyard, and I just started growing berries to save plants, have a genetic repository for when I get my own property. So in this video, I'd like to talk about what's producing, what's blooming, what's on its way, and what is on its way out. Here, right next to the apple project, we have our strawberry patch. This has produced quite a bit in this, I don't know, 25 square foot spot. We've probably gotten 2 gallons of strawberries this year, but they are on their way out. There's not a whole lot of production left in them. These here, I believe they're black cap raspberries. They are just now starting to produce. I don't know if you can see that there, but right here, they've got a little bit of berries starting to form. They're still red, but they'll be ready soon. Over here in the shade of this oak tree, we've got, well, I'm standing in the shade, but this thing gets pretty good light. We've got a mulberry tree. I believe it's predominantly white, but it's likely a mutt of a mulberry. And if you can see that, it's in its 5th leaf here, and it's starting to fruit. This was just pooped out by a bird along the way, and we left it stay. Hopefully here soon, we'll at least have a few berries. No promises on very much of a harvest, but there's a few berries forming over here. And there's also this other black cap raspberry that's looking like it's gonna produce a fair amount. It occasionally will just spit out 1 or 2, and I grab it and have a little outside snack. Right down the way from that mulberry we just seen is one of the highly productive aronia varieties. I believe this is Viking, maybe? A cutting of Viking. But you can see all up and down that stem, all up and down this stem. It's a little wobbly because it gets high wind through here, and yeah, but it's looking like it's gonna be a productive one. Over here we have the biggest aronia in the yard. Here's these nice, really glossy leaves. When it gets a little stressed, it will drop some leaves. They get that brilliant red color. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a great landscaping plant, but it's starting to form its berries. These will probably be ready mid to late August, which is exciting. It's right over here on the edge of this building where it gets quite a bit of water. Maybe that's why it's stressed. It's getting a little too much water, unsure. But you can see up there, there's some fruit forming. We're over next to that aronia we just saw. And this is a local ecotype elderberry. And it is just now starting to put blooms on. As you can see, it's got a massive bloom head, but it's got uneven bloom time. You'll get that with some of these some of the wild ecotypes. Some are blooming, some aren't. And it also has like very varying bloom set times. So you can see this guy's blooming already, starting to open up. This guy's further along. That guy back there is the furthest along. And then there's some that aren't even open yet. So that's the downfall of just planting wild types usually. It's still great for the birds. They get food at a longer time horizon, which is nice for them. It's great for the bees, more pollen and stuff for a longer time horizon. This one also is in a pretty shaded context. I mean, you can see what all's around it. It still gets some sun, but it's pretty blocked out for the most part. It's not complete shade, but it's not complete sun either, which is why it's a little behind schedule compared to this next elderberry we're gonna go look at, and we'll head that way now. Here's an elderberry cultivar I got from Edible Acres that was labeled as a mix. As you can see, it's already working on fruit set and has pretty much completely quit blooming outside of a few. There's a few bloom heads still on it, but most of them are already setting fruit. They get much more sun, which is part of it. But yeah, so these guys are working on setting fruit. I'm really excited. Oh, hey, little guy. I'm not sure what kind of caterpillar that is, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, so these guys are working on setting fruit, and I will keep updated on how much we get, if any. If we let the birds have it, so be it. Whatever. There's a little wasp up there. Yeah. And lastly, we have some raspberries. These raspberries came from the farm that I work on. It is a cultivar, a cultivated variety. Makes really nice dark red berries. They're not huge, they're not small either. This one's bigger. But yeah, this was just planted this year from like a little rootlet that I dug up. So it's expanding rapidly. No, this was planted last year from a rootlet I dug up. It's expanding pretty rapidly. It's all the way out over here now, and it was planted right here. As you can see, whenever they start to produce, they start to senesce a little bit, but that's all right. I will dig some of these up and expand their production area around the yard as the years go on. One of the reasons I decided to start growing berries in the backyard is not only for like a genetic repository for plants, but also because a lot of the plants or berries that we're accustomed to eating are highly sprayed and highly like I said, I just have a lot of sprays that are put on them in order to get the berries to ripeness without being, damaged by insects or whatever. And so I wanted to take control over some of that, and by planting these around my suburban backyard, I was able to get some production out of the yard, make it be more of a ecosystem positive rather than a negative, and feed us at the same time with highly nutritious fruit. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll keep you all updated with things going on throughout the year. Peace out, produce people.